So I went to Belgium, and I found a lot of beautiful things. I found the Brussels, a beautiful city. I found the Belgian countryside. The wedding was held in this little cottage up in the Belgian countryside. I found great food, and I found a friendship that has somehow been able to survive the test of time and distance. But to tell you the truth, I don't think I found my spirituality. Then again, I don't know if sitting on an altar through a 2-hour-long religious marriage ceremony for 2 admitted atheists, a religious marriage ceremony that is performed completely in French, a language that I don't speak, I don't know if that's the best place to find your spirituality. So once again, I flew home empty. And when I got home, I grabbed my dog Toby, and I went for another walk in the park at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I went back to the place where I had made my original prayer, and I looked up at the sky, and I said, "Excuse me." Now, I don't want to sound greedy or anything, but I went to Belgium, and I didn't find anything. I thought, I don't have any spirituality. And I thought, have I ever felt spiritual? Have I ever been a spiritual person? Like I said earlier, in my youth, I did believe in God. But in my heart and soul, I don't think I ever truly did. I thought, when have I ever felt spiritual? And then I remembered when it was. It was during my friend Mike's wedding. This was the most beautiful wedding I've ever been to in my life. It was held in the foothills on a big grassy lawn. They took cornstarch and made a huge circle in the grass. And total friends and total strangers all stood around arm in arm, while Mike and his wife stood in the middle. And we all said something nice about each one of them. They're divorced now. But at the time, it was very meaningful to me. And they prayed, but they didn't pray to God. They prayed to the Creator, and they prayed to Mother Earth. And I thought, wait a second. I've never thought about Mother Earth. So I thought I'd have a talk with Mother Earth. And instead of looking up at the stars, I decided to get on my hands and knees and look at the ground. And I said, "Hello, Mother Earth. My name's Paul. I've been trying really hard for a long time now to find some spirituality, and I don't feel anything. I feel empty. You know, I'm not asking you to do much. I'm not asking you to give me a sign. I just want to get a feeling. Could you just give me a feeling? I did a lot of things. I went to Belgium. I went to Sedona, Arizona, and I sat naked in your vortexes. I feel nothing. If you have the power, could you just make me feel something, please? This is very important to me." And when I got home, I couldn't get Sedona, Arizona out of my mind. I thought about nothing but Sedona, Arizona all night long. I couldn't stop thinking about Sedona, Arizona, Sedona, Arizona, Sedona, Arizona, Sedona, Arizona. I didn't tell you about my show. You want to know how many people came out? 4. Nora, Faye, Catherine, and Michael. The only reason Nora, Faye, and Catherine turned out is not because they had gotten a flyer that I had handed out in town. They came out because they'd read about it in the Red Rock News 3 weeks earlier. The only reason they actually came out to the show is because they heard I was working on an arts grant from the University of California at Davis. The only reason Michael came out to the show is because I did give him a flyer, and he wanted to read a poem to open up my show. That was my audience in Sedona, Arizona. And after the show was over, we just sat together and talked. We all just sat together and talked. Me, Audra, and the 4 of them just sat together and talked. Nora is a cancer victim. She's dying of cancer. Faye is Nora's caretaker. She's taking care of her. Catherine had terminal cancer a couple years ago, but she went into complete remission, and now she's a practicing physician. And Michael has a wife. And on Thanksgiving, that year, she was diagnosed with pneumonia. And she was in her hospital, and they gave her 2 hours to live. So Michael was sitting there in the hospital room with his wife, waiting for her to die, when, he claims, 3 angels appeared in the room and said it's time to go. And she said, I'm not ready to go yet. So they left. And then he went home and he wrote an entire book titled 1-800-God Help Me. And in this book there's a poem titled What is the Nature of an Angel? And it was a beautiful poem. And when they left, they each gave me a hug. And Faye was the last to leave. And when she gave me my hug, she said to me, Paul, she has a beautiful British accent. She said, Paul, I don't know what it is, but I have a good feeling about you. I have a feeling that you're destined for great things. I don't know what it is, but I wish you all the luck in the world. I don't know where my spirituality lies. I don't know if it lies in the kindness of strangers. I don't know if it lies in my dead brother. I don't know if it lies in God. I don't know if it lies in Sedona, Arizona. But when I think about Faye, and I think about her very kind words, the words of a total stranger, I wonder, maybe I should just stop looking.